Hello, my name is Blanca with Furniture with Imagination, and today we're collaborating with Amy Howard at home to do a demonstration on how to use one-step paint and crack patina. I'm sure you have seen some other videos about crack patina, but today we're going to be doing something special on this little chest of drawers. Now, the first thing we're going to do is actually, this one has a little bit of damage. As you can see, some of the pieces have come off, so I'm gonna have to put this back in, and I'm gonna have to do some repairs because it has some that are missing. This is not complicated, it's very easy, and once that's done, we are going to be cleaning it with clean slate to make sure the paint's gonna stick fully to our piece. So as you know, every week we have a giveaway, and today's giveaway is going to be a bottle of crack patina. So please tag 3 friends, share it, and if you like it, please give it a thumbs up. Thank you so much, and let's get started.
Okay, so this part is something that you don't have to always do on furniture, but sometimes you're gonna have to do a couple of repairs. I love this piece because it has a true European character, but definitely the veneer is coming off. So what I'm doing here is I'm applying some wood glue to the pieces that has missing, which is great that I got the pieces. So I'm just covering both parts with the glue and putting them in place. There you go. Now the next part is I have some parts where the veneer is missing, so I'm just going to fill it with that wood filler. Have a couple of spots that I need to fill, so just take a good amount and basically just smooth it out, and at the end you're going to have to sand to make sure that it's smooth to the touch and you don't have imperfections or grooves, and it really goes in the same level with the wood. So I'm just doing these 2 little holes per se, and then we're gonna let it dry, sand it down, and we're gonna be ready to start our first coat of paint. So there you go. Okay, so we completed our repairs, and the holes that we filled with the wood filler are dry. I sanded them down. The glue is also dry and everything is put in place. So we're ready to start our paint. And what I'm using to paint the first coat is actually one step paint on Baja's Buff. This is a white color. It's really beautiful, and we're going to use it as the first tone to accomplish the finish that I want. This first coat has to be even and fully dry before we move on to the next step. What I'm trying to emulate here on this piece, it's a European type of like Italian Florentine piece. We're going to be using the crack patina to give it a look that the paint is cracking because of the hundreds of years that has been applied to, is chipping off, and we're going to be using a couple of tones. So once this paint is dry, we're going to be using crack patina as the next step, and then the second color or tone for our piece. So we're going to let it dry for about 20 minutes to half an hour, depending on how long it takes, depending on the temperature of the room, and then we're moving into the crack patina part. Here's our piece ready with the first coat, and we're moving on to the crack patina part. I'm going to mix the crack patina now. This comes in a bottle, and it comes in a syrup type of form, so I'm going to pour it into a little container just with the amount I'm going to be using for this piece. I'm going to cover it all, and I'm going to mix it with or dilute it on 20% of water approximately. The more water you put, the less crack you get. I don't want extremely cracky, so I'm gonna put like 20%, and I'm using warm water. That's preferable, no cold, no hot, but warm water. And stir it well so the consistency is even, and then you are ready to apply to your piece. I'm applying the cracked patina now. I'm doing that with a chippy brush, and it goes very easy, very smooth. We are going to do that throughout the entire piece. You just have to be careful because it has a translucent look, so it's hard to see, but we don't want to leave any places without cracked patina. So just make sure you do that, and then we'll let it dry for about an hour and a half.
Okay, so we're gonna start. I already have dried the cracked patina, and I also taped the surroundings here because I'm gonna do two colors. So we're gonna paint with our first color. I made a custom color with umbrella blue and Dearborn. So we're gonna have a little bit of blue here and a little bit more creamy in here. So we're gonna do it on two stages. So I'm gonna start painting, and this has to go quick. Okay, so I'm gonna
All right, so we're gonna apply our second coat of paint. This is kind of like a light blue, and what you want to do is that you want to go fast on this part, because when you start passing too many times, the paint starts lifting off, so you don't want to make a mess out of it. So you're gonna have to go fast applying this paint. What I found easier is that you saturate your brush, and don't you know have too little paint, because otherwise you're going to have to do more passes, and every time you pass again kind of like lifts off the paint. I don't know if you can notice, but it's already lifting and cracking, and we just barely applied the paint, so we're going to have to wait that the paint is a little bit drier to see the cracks coming. I'm going to do a close-up here so you can appreciate what the cracked patina is doing to the second coat of paint. As you can see, it's lifting it off, and the first coat is peeking through now this coat of paint. Okay, so you have to wait that the paint dries a little bit to start lifting off the paint. You cannot do it when the paint is too wet, because you basically take off all the paint. And I'm just lifting off the paint with my own fingers to make the appearance that the paint has been chipping off. So I'm doing it with my hands, so just make sure that you clean your hands every time that you lift off the paint so you don't put it back on another spot. But it's very simple. I don't want it to chippy. I'm not doing it everywhere, just in certain places that I want the paint to look chippy.
all right, so we are ready to continue with the next part. As you can see, this is now dry, and I love how it's coming out. So the next part is going to be to paint the areas that I had covered here. And the color I'm going to be using is Dearborn, which is this absolutely gorgeous creamy color and a little bit darker than the base that I used. So we're going to get started on this, applying the paint.
Okay, so we're ready to apply our Dearborn paint in the center. And I'm using a chippy brush. This is actually very convenient, very easy to apply in this small area. I'm trying to saturate the brush and not do it too light, because otherwise we're going to have to do more passes, as I said, and every time you go back and pass again, the paint starts lifting off. So just take your time to do this. This is a small area and it's very easy to apply, but we want to make sure that we have 100% coverage, that nothing gets left out. And that we do it carefully also because I'm not using tape in this area, so I don't want it to, just go into the blue area. But there it is, very simple, and we got it there. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to be applying some gold to the two different colors, and I taped around the areas, and I left a little line where I'm going to be able to apply my glue. This is gilding size, and it's a special adhesive that you use with gold foil. I would recommend that you use this one. Don't use anything else because this is what gets basically the perfect result for your gold foil. You want to make sure that it's done right, especially in such a small area. So I'm covering everything. Just apply liberally and that you cover all, and that's all we're going to be doing, and we're going to let it dry until it comes to tack, about 10 minutes approximately, until your finger sticks to it. Okay, our glue came to tack now, and it's sticky to the touch, so the moment has come to apply our gold leaf. It's very easy. Just take a sheet of gold leaf and just start applying it. I want to basically save, so I am just putting the exact amount I need to cover the little line, and I'm applying the gold foil throughout the entirety of the surface that I'm trying to put the gold foil on. It's very simple, it goes very fast, and once that's done we are going to be gilding more details, the drawers, the hardware. I have a video that I have done a few weeks ago on exactly how to gild hardware, and if you want more details on it you can definitely go and look for that video. It's very easy, not complicated, and but I give you a lot more data on how to do it on the hardware.
Okay, so we completed to put our gold foil to the hardware. We did some detail lines, as you can see, to separate the colors, and we also did our hardware as well as the feet, you can see there, and it's looking outstanding. So we're going to give it the last touch now, and that's going to be applying the light wax and dark wax for that old vintage look. Okay, so we're going to start the process now.
So we are ready now to do our light wax and dark waxes. So open your wax puck and saturate your brush with it. So basically you have to load up with wax, and then you have to offload the wax, and I use a little cardboard to do that. The whole purpose of it is so you don't put the wax in excess. That's a mistake that you can make by putting too much wax in it, so it's hard to dry. You have to let the light wax dry before you can apply your dark wax. So if you apply too much, it's going to take forever to dry. You don't want to do that. And look the way I'm applying, in a crisscross motion, so I make sure that all the area gets saturated with the wax. So we're going to be doing that throughout the entire piece. You can touch it and you can feel that the wax is kind of greasy. You can leave it about 30 minutes and come back and then apply your dark wax. Sometimes you can leave it overnight, it's better to make sure it's fully dry, but we're going to be doing this throughout the entire piece and then applying dark wax on specific places to give it that antique look.
Okay, so this is our final piece. What I like to emulate here is an Italian Florentine chest of drawers. Look at the colors. light blue and this like creamy white, and the paint chipping away due to the age, you know, because it gets cracking and chipping, and it has like definitely gold on the piece, and the details are there. I'm actually pretty satisfied with the end product, you know, how actually it turned out. Honestly, this look chipping like that, only crack patina. You cannot do that with sandpaper or anything like that. Like if you really look those details of, you know, the paint chipping away, you can see the other paint that was painted before. It's just absolutely incredible. You cannot achieve that with a sandpaper. So thank you very much for watching. If you would like to actually tag 3 people, 3 friends, you will enter a drawing, and we are going to be giving away today a bottle of cracked patina. So make sure you tag friends and you share it, and leave us your comments. I really appreciate it, and your questions as well. I'm gonna go back and answer the questions. If you have any questions, I'll be very happy to answer them. And that's all. So thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next week.